ABC Sport welcomes you back to Albion Park, Brisbane, speed pacing capital of Australia and venue for the 1993 Conrad Jupiter's Interdominion Pacing Championships. Good evening, I'm Jerry Collins, and tonight we continue our coverage of this prestigious event with the second round of heats. Then on Saturday night, heats 7, 8 and 9, and on Saturday, May the 1st at 9:30, live to the Eastern States, the grand final. And so to Heat 4, to be run over 1,609 metres, and the field. At number 1, Franco Glenn from New South Wales. We Own a Warrior from New South Wales, to be driven by Brian Hancock. Almost an Angel from Queensland. Defoe from New Zealand is well supported in this race and is considered a big chance. Master Musician, beaten as an odds-on favourite on Saturday night, but still well supported. Christopher Vance from New Zealand, the Unicorn from Victoria, Valley Champ from Western Australia, Classic Alba from Victoria, 2 Under from New Zealand, and after a big run on Saturday night, Warrior Khan from Victoria. And so let's have a look at how they're going with the punters. Franco Glenn at 33 to 1, outsider We Own a Warrior at 20s, 200 Almost an Angel. Now Defoe has been very interesting because it was quoted about 4 to 1 overnight, but has come in now to be even money with the bookmakers, so there's plenty of money for Defoe. Master Musician started at odds on with the bookies tonight, but has gone out to 5 to 4. Christopher Vance at 8 to 1, 25's the Unicorn, Valley Champ 100s, Classic Alba at 50s, 200 at 20s, and Warrior Khan, despite its very impressive performance on Saturday night, has blown in the betting and is now out at 10 to 1. So now for the call of Heat 4, it's up to George Griliasic.
So they're moving off. This is the third attempt here. 2 false starts, and number 1, Franco Glenn. David Aiken, the driver, has been sent to the outside of the front row and will start from barrier 8. The race record for the mile at Albion Park, 1:53.9, set by Thor 8 in 1989. Here's the starter, Bob Cressy.
All on the gate, please, all on the gate. Okay, look at the middle. Hold it there. Go.
Now they're off and racing in the 4th heat now. Defoe flew out brilliantly from number 4. Going fast on the inside, We Own a Warrior, but not a match for Defoe. And from the outside, the Unicorns become very fast and takes on Defoe. Out 3 spiders wide, Christopher Vance around the outside of Master Musician. Then Almost an Angel, and they were followed by Classic Alba on the inside, and further back 2 Under. Warrior Khan is about 3 lengths further back than Valley Champ, and Franco Glenn is last. They come around the home turn the first time with 1,200 metres to go, and the Unicorn has taken the lead. It's a clear-cut leader as they come into the straight now in the first quarter, running a blistering 27.1. They're well on target for the record. Running second, Defoe. Third on the outside, Christopher Vance, and going up 3 wide as the stablemate 2 Under as they pass the judge at the bell. 1 out and 1 back at the Master Musician, followed on the inside by We Own a Warrior. Then Almost an Angel racing on the outside from Classic Alba. Warrior Khan on the outside of Franco Glenn, and Valley Champ is last. They make their way over towards the 800-metre mark, and the Unicorn by 3/4 of a length from on the outside, 2 Under. And the second section time coming up now in 30.7, so they straight up in the middle part of the race. But the Unicorn leads by half a length, 2 Under. On the inside, Defoe travelling very well indeed, but in a bad pocket. A neck back on the outside, Christopher Vance. A length and a half to We Own a Warrior on the inside of Master Musician. Further back, Almost an Angel. Classic Alba, and on the outside, Warrior Khan 3 wide. Then Franco Glenn and Valley Champ. They race up the back now. 400 metres left to go. 28.5 for the third section. And Unicorn is still in front by 3/4 of a length from 2 Under. Defoe running third on the inside. Can't get out of the pocket. Christopher Vance is peeling off 3 wide. And Master Musician comes around them 4 wide, and wider still Warrior Khan. 150 to go. The Unicorn under the whip. Winning up brilliantly, Christopher Vance takes the lead with 80 metres to run. Flying home is Warrior Khan, but it's Christopher Vance wins by half a length. A photo for second and third between Master Musician and Warrior Khan. In behind them, We Own a Warrior, followed by 2 Under. Close down to the fence, then the Unicorn, the pacemaker, followed by Defoe, which never got out. Then Franco Glenn, Classic Alba, Almost an Angel, and Valley Champ back at the rear of the field. But Christopher Vance, which ran second in the Interdominion in 1991, driven brilliantly by Tony Herlihy, took the lead with just over 100 metres to go and held off the fast finish from Master Musician in the centre, wide out in the track, and the widest runner was Warrior Khan. But Christopher Vance, the winner of $1.5 million, and he's come back to his very best form. driven splendidly, got the trail on the stablemate 2 under in the middle stages, and proving too good for them. Christopher Vance from New Zealand.
And so a New Zealand Quinella there, good win by Christopher Vance, actually backed into 5-1, well supported by punters. Master Musician second, and another good performance by Warrior Khan after going very well on Saturday night, finishing second. And the time, 1 minute 54.6, is a new race record, beating the time of Corral to Gift at the 1986 Interdominion here in Brisbane. And so we move on to Heat 5, and let's have a look at the field. Blossom Lady, that great mare, a winner on Saturday night from New Zealand. Franco Tiger from Victoria. Red Chip from New South Wales. The MC from Queensland. Pappy McCoy from New South Wales. John Owen from Western Australia. Number 7 is Barrel Boy from Victoria. Rustic Lad from Queensland. Sogo from New Zealand. Dark Paul, who was well supported on Saturday night. The favourite for the Interdominion final, Jack Morris, and Admiral Chimes. And looking at the prices, Blossom Lady showing at 9-2, so well in commission, and not surprising after her win on Saturday night. Franco Tiger, very well supported at 6-4. Red Chip 50s, 200 the MC. Pappy McCoy at 100. John Owen 12-1. Barrel Boy at 100. Rustic Lad at 50. Sogo is at 9. Dark Paul at 12-1. Now Jack Morris has eased a little bit in the betting and is now actually quoted in the black and is at 11-10, and Admiral Chimes at 200-1. So now for the call, George Griliasic.
The Grand Circuit champion, Franco Tiger in 2, expected to lead in tonight's race over the mile. The mighty New Zealand mare, Blossom Lady, in 1. The other heat winner from the opening night, Jack Morris, has drawn 11.
I want the outside horses on the gate, mate. 20 mile now. Outside horses up, please. Hold it there, driver.
Now they're about to go over the mile here in the fifth heat, and getting away brilliantly, Franco Tiger from 2. Blossom Ladies drop straight in behind him and can't go the early pace and might get crossed. Getting out quickly, Pappy McCoy. John Owen's out 3 wide, going fast, and Rustic Lad's out 4 wide. A couple of lengths behind that leading bunch, then dropping back behind them there, Blossom Lady. They were followed further back in the field then by Dark Paul, which is moving up around the outside. And further back behind them then in the field is Jack Morris on the outside of Admiral Chimes. Barrel Boy's dropped out to be second last, and there's one racing on the outside of him. That's the MC in last position as they come down the home straight for the bell, and the first quarter was covered in 28.2. And it's Franco Tiger travelling comfortably. Rustic Lad has moved up within a neck as they pass the judge with a lap to run. John Owen's one out and one back, and a head back on the inside is Red Chip. Then on the outside to Pappy McCoy from Sogo on the rail, then Blossom Lady 1 wide. And down on the inside of that one then is Admiral Chimes, followed further back in the fence by Barrel Boy. Dark Paul's third last, second last the MC, and the last one Jack Morris. Inside the 800-metre mark now, and Jack Morris has got a power of work to do. We're waiting on the sectional there, but it's Franco Tiger the leader, still going comfortably in front by 3/4 of a length from the outside, Rustic Lad. John Owen has hooked out 3 wide to make a run at the 600. Red Chip's back on the rail. Dark Paul has moved up 3 wide on the outside of Sogo, and further back behind them then on the inside, Admiral Chimes. Jack Morris still third last, second last Barrel Boy, and the last one is the MC. The second quarter was 30.9. They've raced inside the 400, and they're bunching right up in front, and it's Franco Tiger the leader. And Blossom Ladies moving up 3 wide around the outside of John Owen, the Western Australian, battling on. And as they come into the home straight, it's Franco Tiger in front. Demler hasn't really called for him yet. John Owen running second in the middle. Blossom Lady down the outside. Red Chip getting a rail run. And down the outside, Jack Morris flying home. But Franco Tiger the leader with 50 to run. And Franco Tiger wins by 3/4, Blossom Lady. Jack Morris came home late to run third. On the inside, Red Chip, then Sogo. John Owen wider out, then Rustic Lad. They were followed very wide out by Dark Paul, then Barrel Boy. The MC was further back behind them, and Pappy McCoy weakened back in the last position. 28.4 for the last quarter, and they came home in the time for the mile of 1:56.1. Franco Tiger, rated perfectly by Ted Demler, the champion Victorian reinsman. Blossom Lady under the whip there in the closing stages in the centre, but not making any ground, and Jack Morris flew home on the outside. He might have even got up to nail Blossom Lady for second on the line, but Franco Tiger at his very best in front, and they couldn't go with him at the start, and he virtually won the race there, and Franco Tiger winning by 3/4 of a length. Jack Morris on the outside in the gold and green colours with the white sleeves, I think is just nailed Blossom Lady for the second placing to further consolidate his position as favourite for the Interdominion final.
Well, they were the two that the punters liked, and a good victory to Franco Tiger, but what a run by Jack Morris, finishing very strongly. And I love that 8-year-old mare, Blossom Lady. She's a beauty, and she's picked up more points in this heat. Great performance by Franco Tiger, but Jack Morris, not surprisingly, is still the favourite for the final, and after that run, he's got to be a big chance. Of course, still another lot of heats to come on Saturday night. And so we move on now to Heat 6, and let's have a look at the field. In Sucher from New Zealand, Chokin is very well supported here with the bookmakers at the moment. Band Magic from New South Wales, Anvil Lad, Level Advice, a brilliant winner on Saturday night. The champion, the Interdominion champion from last year, Westburn Grant from New South Wales. Hilarious Star, which is going to be using a special racing gig, a lightweight gig for this. Hilarious Gent from New South Wales, Impressionist from Victoria, Lord Muckley from Victoria, and the outsiders, Captain Lee and Make a Fuse. Now, the punters, in Sucher, 25-1. Chokin was being quoted at 5-4, but has come in and is now showing at even money. Band Magic at 100s, Anvil Lad at 20-1. Level Advice, level at even money, so it's a real race between Level Advice and Chokin as far as the punters are concerned. Westburn Grant, 7-1, not bad odds. Hilarious Star at 25s, Hilarious Jen at 100, 100 Impressionist, Lord Muckley at 16s, and 200-1, virtually write your own ticket for Captain Lee and Make a Fuse. So ready for the final heat tonight, up to George.
The speedy Victorian, Level Advice from barrier 5, expected to lead. And what will Vic Frost do with Westburn Grant, the reigning champion, from barrier 6? The New Zealander Chokin in barrier 2, not expected to have the pace to go with them early.
20 mile an hour, outside horse down the gate, thanks. 1 and 2 in, please. All on the gate here, right? There's 2 lines open. All on the gate. Go.
Now the starter sets them off. Westburn Grant has flown out. Level Advice from the centre of the line, going very fast, and they're going to have a great duel for the lead. Chokin couldn't go with them. It's dropped back to about 6th or 7th position on settling down. And Level Advice holds the inside running and leads by 3/4 of a length, Westburn Grant. They were followed by Band Magic, Hilarious Star. 1 out and 1 back. That's splendid driving by Chris Lewis. Anvil Lad's about 2 lengths further back, and they were followed by Chokin, which is racing on the outside. In Sucher on the rail, and they were followed further back by Lord Muckley. Then Impressionist on the rail. There's Captain Lee has caught out 3 spiders wide and dropping out the last Hilarious Gent. In the home straight to get the bell. 1,100 metres to run the first quarter in 28 seconds even. And it's been reined back to the field. Level Advice past the judges' box. It leads by a length, Westburn Grant, and both leaders are under a stranglehold. Band Magic is running third on the inside from Hilarious Star. In Sucher's on the rail, followed on the outside by Anvil Lad. Impressionist the rail, and then on the outside Chokin. Back on the inside, Hilarious Gent, Lord Muckley. Captain Lee 3 wide and a length off back behind them, Make a Fuse. They've got inside the 800 metre mark. That section in a very slow 32.2. It's just going to be a sprint home. A Level Advice, the leader by 3/4 of a length on Westburn Grant. No change in the order. Band Magic is running third. Hilarious Star is fourth. Lewis had a look around. In Sucher's running fifth on the inside, and the next one then is Impressionist bullocking its way through the centre, and one going around them 3 wide. Chokin, the New Zealander, with a brilliant run as they get inside the 400 metre mark. 32.2 is followed by 29.4, and the sparks are flying now with just over 250 left to run. Westburn Grant has ranged up on the outside to challenge Level Advice. Coming out 3 wide, Hilarious Star, and 4 wide is Chokin now. They ran the third quarter and 29.4. Westburn Grant's taking the lead. Listen to the crowd roar. Inside the 100, Westburn Grant. Chokin flying home on the outside. Westburn Grant in front, holding the run. Westburn Grant has just beaten Chokin, I'd say. A half a length. Band Magic in the centre. In Sucher flew home, so did Impressionist, and then Anvil Lad. They were followed by, back on the inside, in next position, Level Advice. Wide out, Hilarious Gent, Hilarious Star weakened. Captain Lee is second last. Make a Fuse was just ahead of it. And the last one home is Lord Muckley. But the mighty reigning champion, Westburn Grant, splendidly rated by Vic Frost on the outside of the leader. They've run the last section in 27.9, and the time for the mile was 1 minute 57.5. Close on the line, but I'd say Westburn Grant, the inside horse, has just prevailed over Chokin. That was a great run by the New Zealander, who settled back fourth last on the outside and was brought with a splendid run by Tony Herlihy. Oh, it's close on the line, very close indeed. The judge calling for the photo, but I have a slight preference for Westburn Grant.
A good win to the defending champion, Westburn Grant. Second placing going to Chokin, who finished really strongly, and Band Magic from New South Wales third. And I'm sure everybody was really happy to see a win for Vic Frost and the champion Westburn Grant, and don't count him out for the final. So there we have the heats for tonight. Now looking at the total point score for the moment, Christopher Vance and Jack Morris on 29. Jack Morris is still the favourite at 2-1, and Christopher Vance coming in from 20s to 12s tonight. Blossom Lady, that wonderful mare, still up there on 27 with Westburn Grant, the champ. Master Musician on 26. Warrior Khan has been very impressive on both nights. Franco Tiger, a Chokin and Level Advice on 24. Then on 17, We Own a Warrior, John Owen and Hilarion Star. And the others are really going to have to do something pretty impressive on Saturday night to make the final. So that's the end of the second lot of heats. It's really becoming interesting, isn't it? Building up to the final set of heats on Saturday night and then the grand final on Saturday week. For ABC Sport, I'm Jerry Collins.